Mic check! Yeah, we're gonna mic check the room. This is for Al Redmer, Brian Frosh, Peter Francott, the federal IRS, the Department of Justice, the state prosecutor, Al Redmer, the insurance commissioner, and Governor Hogan. This is about mass incarceration and the war on drugs. All right? I was making a movie and a documentary, and the state of Maryland kidnapped me on February the 7th, 2011. I was kidnapped by the state of Maryland December the 24th, 2007. I went home on vacation. I came back on probation. When I came back to Maryland, my property was stolen. I was making a movie called I Am Dred Scott. Do blacks have rights in which white America respects? Well, we're about to find out. And I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. I'm famous for toilets. I've been using toilets for the last 13 years for props for my movie, Letters to Zion. Also as evidence for a federal investigation in the Scott Shellenberger's office, Judge Turnbull, Judge Janae, Judge Papaya, Judge Souter, Baltimore County Courts. State prosecutor wouldn't take this case, so I put it on film. So here we go. On December the 22nd, I had a Christmas party here on Falls Road. I videotaped the Christmas party. It was part of my movie. The state of Illinois took that videotape and destroyed it. It was supposed to have been returned to me in 2010. This movie was supposed to have been finished in 2010. You locked me up in 2011 to keep me from making a movie. My mother died February the 2nd, 2011, and I was headed to Las Vegas to bury my mother. I didn't bury my mother. Y'all locked me up and charged me with terrorism. So like I said, the movie is called I Am Dred Scott. Do blacks have rights in which white America respects? You can go directly to Senator Antonio Hayes, and he has this. I'm a griot. I'm a storyteller. I'm an activist. I'm a prisoner's right activist. And this is about the war on drugs, the illegal war on drugs. The corporation ALEC that spends money to keep black people locked up. Don't hate the player, dog. Hate the game. Don't never play with a player and they'll try to pimp a pimp. Dog, don't do that. It's not a fair game. When I went into court, I was playing cards with 3 friends and a stranger. I fought the judge, the state's attorney, and the public defender. I fired my lawyer and defended myself. And the state owes me property, $2.6 million. I had a $54 million lawsuit, February the 28th, 2011. I can refile that lawsuit, and this is how I'm going to do it. This is my insurance complaint for Al Redmer. We're going to explain everything. This is my store. This belonged to me. It's all run down now. Look at the mold, look at the mildew, you know what I'm saying? But this was my store. I had $18,000 worth of equipment that this man stole from me. Look at this. This wasn't how it was when I was here. I had a for sale sign on my store on December the 22nd when I left here. My store was for sale for $150,000. You feel me? Right over here, Judge Janae lives right across the street, or used to live right across the street. All right? And Judge Janae fixed the case for me. I was doing 85 and a 50, drunk driving and smoking weed. And the state trooper pulled me over, called me shorty, said, gave me the ticket. Went to court, Judge Janae fixed the case. So that's the racketeering in your courts. When I was locked up in jail, it's a federal violation to go in my mailbox to open my mail. Jake Davis and James Hammond wrote a lease. Jake Davis and James Hammond wrote a lease, an illegal lease, on February the 8th, 2008, while I was locked up. When you wrote that lease, when James Hammond broke my lease and gave a lease to Jake, you shouldn't have been signing checks in my name. The credit card should have been off. All that. That's identity theft. That's credit card fraud. That's money laundering. All right? Jake Davis and James Hammond took over my business in February of 2007. They made over $260,000 in 2008. In the last 13 years, they averaged over $300,000 a year, and nobody paid them taxes. My accountant, Paul Weinblatt, had no right to speak to Jake Davis. So that's what the collusion comes in. Like Al Redmer said, I have to prove a point. My accountant, my son, and my landlord stole my property and my business. They was calling this shorties until I got out of jail. When I got out of jail, I went to file criminal charges against Jake Davis and James Hammond. Scott Shellenberger refused to take the charges and charged me with trespassing and theft. When I went to court for that, I asked for a jury trial. You dropped the charges. You was trying to violate me on my probation to get me sent back to Illinois. Like I said, I am Dred Scott. Do blacks have rights in which white people respect? No, because this building is mine. The property is mine. James Hammond was out here fixing on cars, trucks, and everything, and all he supposed to do is fix lawnmowers. That's all he supposed to do. He owed me $5,000 for a generator that I sold him when I got locked up. You feel me? This is this man's property. This should be a nuisance law the way this shit look. Look at all the overgrown foliage. I want all of this, and I want it back. The shed is deteriorated. You should have code enforcements down here. You feel me? And it's an environmental hazard. Now, if you do an inspection on this building, the roof was falling in when I was here. And the state permitted it to go. See the roof? That sign right there, that's the shorty sign. And I got it. You feel me? This man got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 grills. And he still can't do what I do. Silence is consent. This is the property that shows the videotape of when I went to home on the video. When I went home. This is when I was kidnapped by the state of Illinois in 2007. All right? They were supposed to return that property in January 2010. They didn't do it. You feel me? Here go the emails. All right? See the dates? These are the emails. Good morning. Ken LaRue. You feel me? Like I said, the toilet is a prop for a movie. It's art and evidence. That toilet in Towson was about Jake Davis, James Hammond, Scott Shellenberger. It was about accessing the grand jury. Like I said, all my shit is out here. You feel me? I was locked up and kidnapped by the state. President Obama asked for an investigation. You feel me? Certified, notarized. All right? All this shit is out there. So right now, this is the case that I got that y'all don't want to talk about. You denying me due process and equal protections. You feel me? That's 2011. Dwayne Davis. The DVD. I was making a movie and I got the DVD. You feel me? Maryland's governor's office. Mary Washington got this. You feel me? Movie. This case and this toilet. Because like I said, I was supposed to be in the Maryland Film Festival. It's about corruption in your courts. A federal request. I'm going to kiss you before I fuck you. And I'm going to make sure that the public get to see all of this. This is for Al Redmer. Because like I said, Shorty's bootleg barbecue. So good, I'm illegal. That's the county executive. That's a victim's rights. That's evidence. Right there. These are the cases that y'all got to investigate. Those 3 cases. The top case was the $54 million lawsuit. The second case was the case in Illinois, was the evidence. The third case was the criminal charges I filed against Jake Davis. And when I did that, y'all locked me up. I'm going to show you a link between Illinois and Maryland. You feel me? The apartment of George Nielsen. You kidnapped me from my house. You feel me? You kidnapped me from my home. 1402 Lochner. Offender's application for an interstate compact. Like Dred Scott, I am property. I'm a free man in one state and a slave in another. Illinois and Maryland, just like Dred Scott. You feel me? Baltimore, man held in a toilet caper. No, we want you to take care of this case. Due process and equal protection. Al Redmer got to deal with this. See what it says? Maryland Comptroller. Date 2017. Read this. Thank you for contacting the Controller's Office to request for an audit on your taxes. The best to assist you, I am forwarding an email to Daniel E. Riley, Director of the Compliance Division, to have his assistant representative look into the matter and respond to you. If you wish to contact the Compliance Division, directly send an email. All right? I did all that. And it says on the bottom, if you suspect tax fraud regarding your federal taxes, it's your responsibility to contact the Internal Revenue. I am providing you with contact information for the IRS and suggestion of others to contact the Federal Trade Commission, the Credit Bureau, and your local police department. That's my local police department. That's the case. All right? And y'all done had this since 2008. Y'all took 10 years to do this. Got a story called Shorty. It's a video vigilante. Y'all made me famous for toilets. And I'm going to run with that shit. Jake's Grill versus Shorty's Barbecue. I was established in 1997. I got sole proprietorship. I don't have joint nothing. You feel me? My store was for sale for $150,000 when I went home on December the 24th. I videotaped my whole thing because, like I said, I was making a movie and a documentary. My store was financing my activism in my movie. State of Illinois versus Dwayne Davis. All right? It broke down with everything right here. So we got it all right here. That's President Obama. That's me. That's my DNA. Thank you for contacting the Chicago office. I am responsible for issues such as yours, the Illinois Department of Corrections, on your behalf. Our office will do the best to ensure you receive a response. Yeah, the movie was about Governor O'Malley's prison industry. All right? I was locked up in another state. That's Michael Alport. He committed a bomb threat. Google him, Michael Alport. Like I said, I wrote myself while I was in jail to make sure this is legit. This is an agreement between Michael Alport and Dwayne G. Davis. We are working together to expose this racially oppressive judicial system in Lake County, Illinois. We're going to write a book, make a movie, and split the money 35-35-30 to create a nonprofit organization to better the community. We all have stories to tell. Corruption. My diary is the main focus of the videos are supporting our story. This is a binding legal agreement. You feel me? A binding legal agreement. So let it do what it do. I started this in 2006. That's Governor O'Malley. See that? 2006. That's Governor O'Malley. The Get Shorty program. It was about the murder and the death of our kids. It's a documentary. It's about voter suppression and racism, corruption in your courts. You feel me? And all I was doing was making a movie. That's my producer. You feel me? I own Shorty's, all parts of Shorty's, 100 shares. Nobody owns me but me. Just like Dre Scott, I own me. These are the supporters of Shorty's. These are the people that support me on what I was doing. And these are white people that supported a black man. You feel me? That's the Department of Justice. Certification of identity, because like I said, I'm making a documentary and I want all this documented. Everything is true to form. The documentary was about your prison industry. Dear Mr. McGee and Mr. Humphreys. All right? Governor O'Malley, Governor Blagojevich, Governor Quinn, Patrick Fitzgerald, Lisa Madigan. This is my third letter. Because I refuse to go back to Illinois. You see this right here? Karen Parks, Congressman Cummings, Senator Cardin, Terry Owens, Stan Stovall, Richard Scher. I got a jailhouse diary with 468 pages. All right? And these are the people that had this information before y'all locked me up. Richard Scher from ABC 2 News. Governor O'Malley, Governor Quinn, the Department of Parole and Probation, the Attorney General of Maryland, the Attorney General of Illinois. You feel me? This was a documentary. Unjust enrichment, $2.6 million. I was doing a documentary about your prison industry. See the date? Barbara Mikulski. Privacy Act. Social justice. mass incarceration, your prison industry, and the illegal war on drugs. So like I said, I'm ready to ride this one out. This is evidence for a federal investigation for fraud, income tax evasion, ID theft, credit card theft. I was insured for $1 million, and I want all my money.